there, thanks for joining us for Talking with Colerain. I'm Helen Tracy Noren, the Communications Specialist for the Township, and today we want to introduce you to a couple of people who are new on our staff. We have with us today Justin Becker and David Peters, and they are both our development officers and planners who just recently joined us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Great. So first off, let's start with a little bit of background so that people can get to know you. So Justin, where are you coming to us from? What is your experience?
Yeah, of course. So I went to Reading High School, just 15 minutes-ish away from Colerain. Started off with a very deep passion for law. I was a part of the mock trial team. Thought that I was going to head in that direction, then went to Miami University for undergrad and master's. And over time, that sort of transitioned my passion for law into planning. Took one planning course and then more planning courses, and then got into GIS as well. And then I was like, one day sort of woke up and was like, kind of want to do planning every day for the rest of my life. I kind of see myself being dead set on this. So, around March, sort of around the ending time of the semester, got in the application process and shot an application out to Colerain for a planning position, and now here I am.
That's great. And you and David actually know each other from Miami, isn't that right?
That is correct.
So David, tell us about your background.
Hi, I'm David. I'm from Kansas City originally, and then I moved to Ohio and went to Miami University, where I majored in urban regional planning and GIS, and now I work at Colerain.
Tell us a little bit about GIS. Both of you have mentioned that term. So David, what is GIS?
GIS stands for Geographic Information Systems, and it's a system of mapping data and using that data to improve the lives of citizens.
Okay, is that something that you guys use every day, you say, in your zoning and developing positions?
Yeah. I'd say I'd use it pretty much every single day, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what it's been like in the township so far. What do you guys do? What is your day-to-day job as zoning officers and developers and planners?
So it's quite a range. In terms of the permitting itself, we get quite a range all the way from the small scale side, such as fences, all the way up to single families, and then even further up to commercial sites and even full scale subdivisions. And then on the development side, working with getting in the proper partners at whether it be a blighted site or a vacant site, and ensuring that we can basically bolster the economic stability and our pursuits towards the comprehensive plan for Colerain Township.
So it sounds like these are decisions and endeavors that take a lot of time and are kind of new territory for a lot of people. So David, how do you guys make yourself available and approachable for people who may have never gone through the process before?
Well, we try to make it as straightforward as possible. Justin and I work together on the applications to ensure that we have the right answers for people when they call so that we can provide the best service possible. We also have an online appointment system that's new, where people can make appointments to sit down one-on-one, and we can walk through your individual concerns or needs or projects, and we can tell you step-by-step how you can achieve the best success with those projects.
Can you guys think about maybe an example of a time where you helped a resident or a business owner with their project, something that sticks with you just during your short time that you've been with us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, every single day, I was going to say there's not a day that goes by where a resident doesn't come in, and we gladly assist them with whatever question that they have. I mean, for example, just even thinking about if someone was really passionate about coming in with, a front yard construction for an accessory structure, but the township doesn't allow it. Depending on the circumstance, you're limited to the side and rear yards. So basically, sat down with them, explained every single step of the zoning resolution in which that, proposed project applied to, told him all the stipulations in which he can and can't do for that project. And he came back, about a week later with a re-updated plan, and he was more than happily fine with it. Changed up what he needed to change up in terms of what was in violation and what didn't align with the zoning resolution. And just stuff like that every day, just being able to work with a resident or even a prospective business owner and just making sure that all their plans and what have you regarding their residence or business align with the zoning resolution. And as long as they walk out happy, then 8 to 4:30, I'm walking out happy too.
That's fantastic. How about for you, David?
Well, we had somebody come in once, and they were opening a local grocery store, and they did not speak English, was not their first language. So we worked with them to print out copies of the zoning resolution in Spanish so that they too could understand what they needed to have success with their application.
That sounds like a great example. Or what is the zoning department doing to help kind of foster that relationship between zoning and planning and business owners who might not speak English?
Well, our development director, David Miller, is working with us to translate forms into other languages so that every form is accessible to people who might not speak English as their first language.
That's fantastic. What are some projects or passions that you guys have as the zoning office? What do you want to bring to Colerain Township that we might not have right now?
I think digitization is important. Moving into the future, if we could have access to our records at our fingertips, we can better assist homeowners in the future when they might have zoning questions.
That's fantastic. And Justin, how about your goals?
Yeah, even going off that in itself, just ensuring that we have an all-in-one database that both as the department itself and from a resident perspective, you can have a very clean, very simple, all-in-one place to get all the answers you need, whether it be zoning itself or from the zoning commission or from the Board of Zoning Appeals. We would have a geolocated, address-specific place where you can view any pertinent information relative to your parcel or property. And for the future, so that way if you have any questions that arise relative to that and the decision specifically from the Zoning Commission, the Board of Zoning Appeals, or our team itself, you'll have it all right there.
So what are some reasons why people might come see you in the zoning and planning department? What would they be building or what would they be including?
Yeah, so they would come see us for any sort of residential or commercial permitting. Some of the primary examples that we have would be sheds, pools, fences, decks, solar arrays, and that's on the smaller scale end, ranging all the way up to homes in itself or even subdivisions, or even large-scale commercial sites, whether it be gas stations all the way up to hotels, you name it.
Wow, that's fantastic. Of course, we have a full list on our website. If you ever have any questions, if the public has any questions about what they need a permit for, what are some things that people might have to bring with them in order to complete their zoning permit?
Well, there are a few things we need to process an application. So we need the fee, and those start at $35, but they range based on your project. We need a completed application with the information that'll help us make a decision to decide whether or not your project is approvable according to our zoning resolution. And we need a site plan. A site plan is very important because it's a detailed drawing of exactly what you are going to do at the project and the site. And it shows dimensions. So you want to show us, like if you're doing a pool, you want to show us the area of the pool and then how far it is from the lot lines. And a site plan is required for every application.
If people have any questions about zoning, planning, they want to put a sign in, come to Colerain, make an appointment, how can they do that?
Well, you can go to colerain.org and click on development. There you'll find our email addresses and phone numbers. We also have a new form where you can contact us and set up an appointment if you have any more in-depth questions.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, Justin, David, thanks so much for talking with me today.
Of course.
Thanks, Helen. Have a good day.